Hello and welcome back to part 2 of my Technic 6 mod spotlight tutorial. In this episode we'll be looking at IndustrialCraft and all the awesome stuff we can do with it. So yeah, let's get started. So here we have an electric furnace. Now this is slightly more powerful than a normal furnace, but what you need, it can't run on coal. See, if you put that in there, it won't run on coal. 1 minute, that won't work. So what we need to do is we need to use this. Now this is a generator. So if you put this down, right click on it. Now this does run on coal. So you put some coal in there. As you can see, it makes a really loud noise. Turn that down a bit. Now it does make a loud noise, that's better. And as it burns coal, it generates electricity, EU, which is put into this internal battery thing. Now we can use this EU that it stores up here to charge this, which is an RE battery, stands for rechargeable battery, I think. And there you go, it drains all the power in here and it charges it to about halfway. Now as it produces electricity, it will keep on charging this. Now you can use RE batteries in here, so I've got some fully charged ones here. Put that in there. This also makes a really horribly loud noise. You can just click here and it will pretty much mute it. But there we go. Now as you can see, it uses up the battery to smelt the tin ore. And here we go. It does do it significantly faster than a normal furnace will do it, so it's quite useful. And there we go, that one's charged up already, and we can stick another one there. But this RE battery won't last forever, so when it's empty you can take it out and put it back in the generator. But what you can do to save time and bother just keep swapping about our RE batteries, you can use this, which is a copper cable. Now if you put this in between the two, you can get the energy coming from this generator going straight to the electric furnace. So if you take the battery out, there you go, it's still powered. It's going down a bit because it's trying to charge this at the same time. You can take that out. There we go, it's gone back up. So now all the energy, the EU that's generated by the generator, will go straight to this electric furnace. Now you can have, more electric furnaces. You can have one here as well, like that. In fact, hang on, that's the generator. Get rid of that. Oh my god. There you go. Now, oh, there you go. It's just charged up from power just by simply because I put it on there. So if you take half of that, I put the other half in there. Sorry about the noise. There we go. So you can take that off, and now we're smelting our tin twice as efficiently as if we were using a normal furnace. Okay, now earlier on I showed you the rubber cable used to connect the generator to the electric furnace. Now in order to make that rubber cable, you first need to get rubber. Now I made a little small plantation over here of rubber trees. Now they're quite easy to spot because they have this very unique colour of leaves, and they've got these 3 leaves sticking out on the top. And what you want to look for when you find one is these little yellow spots here. Now I've got this thing called a tree tap, which is fairly easy to craft. You can craft it on your first day. So if you go up to this rubber spot and right click it, you'll see I got a piece of sticky resin. Now you can get more than one from each little yellow spot on a tree. So I was unlucky, I only got one, but if I go over to this one, there you go, it gave me 3 there. So now I've got 4. So these will spawn all over the tree bark. So a neat trick you can do is just take out all the other leaves on the tree and just leave 3 on the top, and that will keep the tree alive and it will keep reproducing rubber. Okay, now in order to turn the rubber we got into cable, which is useful, we need copper and some rubber balls. Now to make a just a normal copper wire, we just put 3 pieces of copper in a row and we make an uninsulated copper cable. Now, to insulate it, we simply just... What? Oh, okay. We just need to put 3 pieces of copper in the middle, in between 2, and that'll make 6. Or I think you can just do this. Yeah, we can just do that, put uninsulated copper cable and rubber next to it, and it'll make copper cable. So that's how you make the copper cable in order to run electric furnaces. Now, instead of using an extractor to get the rubber from your sticky resin, a furnace, sorry. Rather than using a furnace to get the rubber out of your sticky resin, you can use an extractor, which is this thing I'll put down there. Now, it runs on power just like all the other IndustrialCraft stuff, so just going to connect it up to this medium volt, low volt transformer there. And the little lightning bolt's gone up, so it's getting power. Now, if we get a sticky resin and put it in here, just turn that down a bit. And you'll see eventually that instead of creating one piece of rubber like it did in the furnace, it will create a total of 3 pieces of rubber, which is a lot more efficient than using a furnace. Okay, now here we have a problem. We've got a full stack of iron ore in here, and now this is still pumping iron, and it can't go in the furnace, so it will just pop out the end. So if we turn that on, and in fact no, don't turn that on, that will all fly out there. So if we get an electric furnace, and we just take all this out briefly, and just destroy that, and we can put our electric furnace down here, and it works in exactly the same way. You put the stuff you want to go into the top here, in the top slot, and the stuff to go in the bottom here, which will be RE batteries, and then you take the finished product out of the side there. So if we get some copper cable here, and I'll show you downstairs what I've done. There we go. God. Just turn that down a bit. And then this provides it with power, and it'll smelt it pretty fast. But it's still going up slightly faster than it's smelting it, which is a problem, and this gold ore will probably just flop out there. Taking gold. I just take that gold out completely. Do the rest of the iron in there. Okay, now if I go downstairs into my little basement area, you can see what I've done here. I've got 5 generators, and hooked it up to this. Now this is a bat box, it says at the top there, and this is basically a large power storage component. So it, as you can see, it can store 4000 EU and outputs a current of 32 EUT. And you can charge batteries in here, and also you can take the charge out of batteries to charge the bat box by putting a battery in there. I can show you quickly. You can put the battery in there, or you can charge it like that. So it's basically taking the charge out of this battery and putting it into that battery. So that's quite neat. And same again. So that's basically what a back box is, and it's very useful if you have a lot of generators like this and you want to make sure that you don't keep losing power if they can't generate enough power. Like if you have, 7 electric furnaces all working away upstairs, and this probably just will suffer and they can't produce enough power for it. You can connect up to this, which will store the power and it will go down eventually if you have too much stuff pulling power out of it. So you have to be careful with that. And some of my generators have stopped working now, they don't need to power it. Okay, now I'm going to show you a pretty cool way of how you can double all the ores and everything you get from when you go mining and quarries and stuff. Now, to do this, we need one of these. Now, this is called a macerator. Now, this is a very cool piece of machinery. in IndustrialCraft. Now, it's got 2 slots, similar to the electric furnace. Put stuff in the top, and you give it power, and it creates more stuff here. So if I just fire this up quickly, like that. Don't want that there. And then, as you can see, it has power. Now, if we have a chest with nothing in it, hang on. I'll just get some stuff. This one. Right, now if we fill this chest with some ores. Now, what we have here, this is flipped the wrong way, because this solid end here, we want it to be next to the chest, because that was where it's going to pull the items out from. So hit it with the wrench, and it will turn itself around. So put that there, get a lever, and I think this should pump. Yep. It makes a really loud noise. There we go. Okay, so now this, if you watch what it makes, it takes a while to do the stuff with it, but it will make there, iron dust, and it makes 2 of them. So it makes 2 pieces of iron dust for every 1 iron ore. Now, if we get a wooden pipe and put an electric furnace here, if I connect this up as well, and I'm just gonna stick that there. Oh my god. Like that. Lever above it. Okay, now hopefully this will pump it into the top slot where we want it and not the bottom slot. Hopefully. Get rid of that. That doesn't need to be there. Pump it there. Hope it'll stack. No. Doesn't. No, I'll turn that off. Now, if it doesn't pump and let it smelt, this should be the last one. Oh my god. That'll sort it. Now, if we put this bit here and let it smelt, for every 1 iron dust, we get 1 iron ingot. So, effectively, what we're doing here is we're doubling our ores, which is pretty neat. Oops. And then we can just simply pump all the stuff from here into a chest. So that's a pretty neat thing to do. I'll just sort this bit out off camera. Alright, so that's a pretty neat thing you can do with just a macerator and an electric furnace. Okay, now the generators I have in my basement, they produce a lot of power, but they run on coal. Now, I don't want to keep mining loads and loads of coal and then go back and refill all my generators with them. So I'm going to show you a more renewable source of power, and it uses these, which are windmills, and some solar panels, which I'll show you as well. So just put creative mode on and fly up here. Now this is a glass fiber cable. It's like a normal copper cable, but it won't lose power after distances like the cable does. I'll just adjust my sound quickly. Yeah, there and there. Now this little bit here shows you how much power it's producing. So the dark bit at the bottom is like the measurement, if you like, and this will go up. So without all this, it's just like a faint outline. So the dark bit is how much power it's producing, and it's producing quite a bit at the moment, which is good. And there you go. So this will now go down into my house, and also while I'm up here, I'll show you these solar panels. So if you just line the solar panels up in a line like that, and this little sun bit here tells you how much light is falling on them. So at the moment it's full, which is good because it's outside and everything. So if we just wire these up, same way we did with the wind turbines up there, and then if you want, you can put it along there as well, one at the end. Yeah, so now all those are wired up to this cable. You can go and wire it up to my bat box in my basement downstairs. So if we just get down here, might as well just come out of creative mode. So I've got my wire coming through the ceiling here. So if we just not along the roof like that. In fact, no, why don't we just connect up to that one. Alright, now that's still got quite a lot of power in it, so if we just take all the coal out of these generators, okay, so I've taken the generators off, and that's not producing a hell of a lot of power. As you can see, it's going down over here. So it will be a good idea just to put the generators back on. Like I did that mainly just to show you how to see if it was generating power. I'll just adjust my volume again. So now with the generators and the turbines, it is producing enough power for now to run on. Okay, now I'm going to show you the last two sources of power. They are the geothermic generator and the water mill. Now, the geothermic generator, as I have here, runs on lava. And if you noticed before, there was a volcano here, and it was filled with lava. And I've set up a pump to pump the lava out into these big tanks. And I'm going to show you what you can do with that using geothermal generators. So, we get our cobblestone waterproof pipes and pipe this out over here, and then get our geothermal generator and stick it on the end. I think that should work. And then switch this on. Now this will pump the lava out and into the geothermal generator. Now again, there's a very convenient power line going to my house underground. So yes, now you should be able to hear the sound. It's a quite weird sound, but give it time and this little black thing here will start to fill up there. So it's already filled up a tiny bit, and then once it's filled up enough, it will start producing power, and this will pull the power out and send it into my house over there. Now the water mill works in pretty much exactly the same way as the geothermic generator. You can simply do exactly the same thing, but put water in these and then just pipe it into the water mill. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can use a lava bucket to fill up, but yeah, you can. And yeah, you can do the same with a water mill. So they're two very similar sources of power, and you use whatever's readily available. So water's probably the most easiest to use. I'm not sure exactly how much power they produce, but it's renewable, and if you've got a lot of lava or water hanging about, then put it to good use. Stick it in a generator to get electricity from it. Okay, now I'm going to show you nuclear power. I built a little basement underneath my house for my nuclear reactors, and I've surrounded it by this reinforced stone that you can see, which is all around me. Now if I open these doors, which are reinforced doors, you have this. Now I've got two big chambers, which I'm going to put my nuclear reactors into, with a cable going down here. I have one over there. Now, rather than me just putting the stuff down and the recipes pop up on the screen, I'm going to show you how to make everything, because this stuff is quite complicated. So what you're going to need is nuclear reactors and reactor chambers. Now, to make a reactor chamber, you're going to need some of advanced alloy, and no, not in there. Here, some of this stuff and some of this stuff. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to check this. Chamber, and you're going to need an advanced machine block, which I have some here. So, to make that, advanced machine block goes in the middle. Your advanced alloy, which you can make by getting a mixed metal ingot and putting it in a compressor. And then 3 of these. Integrated reactor plating. And an integrated heat dispenser at the top. And that gives you 1 reactor chamber. Now to make your nuclear reactor, you're going to need 2 reactor chambers, 2 advanced circuits, a generator, and 4 advanced alloy. So let me just get a generator and some advanced circuits. Now, I can't remember any recipes because I got brain of a fish. So generator in the middle, advanced circuit on either side, advanced alloy around the edges, and then your 2 reactor chambers on either side. And that'll give you a nuclear reactor. Now other stuff you'll need for this, you'll need a lot of coolant, which I have here. This is basically, you get water cells and put them in an extractor and it will give you coolant. And then you'll need uranium cells. And you'll also need these, which are integrated heat dispensers. These take the heat that the uranium produces and channels it to adjacent cells. Now I'm actually going to put the uranium away for now because I don't need it right now. And this stuff, so I'm just going to take my nuclear reactor and the chamber, and I might as well just take some more of these. Okay, now to set up a nuclear reactor, you place your reactor down like so and right click in it, and it gives you this area to put stuff in. So you put your coolant and your uranium in there. Now you can make this area bigger by adding these, by adding your reactor chambers. Now I've put one on that side, and it's got slightly bigger. So if I just hang on, that's all popped out. Where's my wire gone? There it is. Alright, so if I just put my wire back, like that, and hang on, bear with me a second. And then you can put, right now we can put the reactor chambers all around it. You can have a maximum of 6 on each reactor, which is what I'm going to do here. And now, as you'll see, we have an enormous reactor. So by putting the coolant in and all these integrated heat dispensers, we can ensure that our nuclear reactor remains cool enough and won't explode. Because if it explodes, then we are in big trouble. Because it does make a big explosion, and don't want that. So I'm just gonna set it out in a basic layout that I learned a while ago, if I can still remember it. Okay, now I've set both reactors up in a tier 1 setup, which basically means that whatever happens, this won't explode. Now, what you need to do to store all the power that the nuclear reactor creates is one of these. Now, this is called an MFSU, and it's quite expensive to make, but I've wired my 2 nuclear reactors to this cable on here, so if we put that on there, I think the output is the red end. Yeah, I think that is. And then we just fill these up with our uranium, and you can see that they all these lines appear, which means they do have a durability, so they will run out, but not in this setup. Basically, they absorb more heat than the uranium cells are producing. And if we look at this, it's producing power, and now it puts at 512 UT, which is the current. So if we get some more uranium, don't have enough. Okay, so now both our reactors are producing energy. If you look at this, yeah, look at that, shooting up. Alright, now I'm going to show you what you can do with the absolute ton of power that your nuclear reactor will create once you make it. So, if you look at this one, I've got 4 million EU so far, which is absolutely tons. Now, if you go to this chest, I have some machines here. Now, these are very advanced machines. So, I showed you the electric furnace and the compressor. Now these two are much more advanced version of those two. So if you use the induction furnace, I place one down here, connect it up to the wire. As you can see here, it's got heat, which is at 0%, and it's got 2 slots here for 2 different things. So just get some iron and gold ore. I'll put some in here. Now, there you go, the heat's just gone up by 1 as it starts, so it will take quite a long while to get going, and it will be quite slow at the beginning, but if you put a redstone torch above it, or next to it, or anywhere, the heat will go up faster, slightly faster, and it's not going to go down. So by putting a redstone torch there, the heat won't go down, so eventually when the heat gets to 100%, it will just fly through all this, and it can do 2 things at once, which is brilliant. Now, the singularity compressor is like the compressor, except, well, it's got this pressure gauge thing, which is 0 psi. Don't know what that is, but if we get some of, don't know, there you go, uranium ore. Get some uranium ore, and you put it in the top. This is going to go up a lot, and I think 10,000 is the highest it can go. But it's like the induction furnace, it starts off slow and then gets faster. As you can see, this one's got quite a lot faster already, and you can do exactly the same way, putting a redstone torch above it, and it'll keep the PSI going up even though it's not doing anything. Alright, so they're the 2 ones I've shown you. Now, if we go back to this one, and put these 2 away, we've got the mass fabricator, terraformer, which I don't know what it does, centrifuge extractor, and rotary macerator. Now, the rotary macerator is the exact same principle as the other ones, as the normal macerator. If you put it down, it's got the speed in RPM, which is rotations per minute, I think. So, just take half of that, and I can show you, put redstone torch above it there, it's gonna start doing rotations per minute. That's gonna go up. Adjust my sound. And then we put this in here, and it's gonna start off slow, as always, and then eventually it's just gonna, fly through everything. And again, you can have 2 slots for 2 different things that go here. And my personal favourite, which is the mass fabricator. Now, this thing eats up a hell of a lot of power. I mean, loads. So if we look at my MFSU, yeah, this is, it's still going up slowly, but once you put a mass fabricator down, see, it makes that awesome noise, and this, it's going up, but it's going up pretty slowly. And what this thing does is pretty awesome. It makes mass, and I'm just gonna makes matter. Sorry, just gonna get a bunch here just to show you, because this is gonna take ages. So it gets this stuff, which is UU matter, And you can speed up this progress with this stuff called scrap. And you can make scrap using a recycler from any material in the game. Put any material in a recycler and it'll make some scrap for you. So if you put this in the bottom, as you can see it's got an amplifier, and this is going fine, and it eats up the scrap, and progress has suddenly shot up. Look how fast it's doing it now. But if you want to stop this, you can simply give it a redstone signal, and it's stopped. It's not going to do anything, and then have it back going. So this is a good way to put your ton of power that your nuclear reactors will produce into good use. So if you look at this one, the heat is at 47%. If we and look, it's still going up because of this redstone torch I put here. So if you put some more iron in it, look at that, it's going a lot faster already, and it's not even at 50%. And then look, it's at 38,000, and oof. And then mass rate is exactly the same. Alright, now I'm going to show you some of the awesome armor you can make using IndustrialCraft. Now, this time I'm going to show you this nanosuit armor. Now, to make this, you're going to need carbon plates, energy crystals, and to make the helmet, you're going to need some glass. So, I'll show you how to make some energy crystals first. Basically, you need a diamond in the middle and surrounded by redstone, and that will give you an energy crystal. And now this one's a charged energy crystal and this one's an empty one. You can see the difference. This one's nice and red and glowing and has this green bar, and this one's empty basically. So if you go over to this one, to our MSFU, and put an energy crystal in the top, the power will go down quite significantly and it will start charging up. So that's how you charge your energy crystals. Now, to make the armor, basically how this armor works is it runs on energy, on EU basically. So to make the chest plate, it's exactly like normal armor, except you use carbon plates and energy crystals, and that make a fully charged nanosuit body armor because this crystal is fully charged. If you made it with an empty crystal, should get one here, it will be empty, and then we can simply go up to this one, take that out. As you can see, it's fully charged here. If we put our nanosuit body armor in, it will start to charge up. And the boots are exactly the same. And then the helmet is slightly different. The energy crystal goes there, and you need a piece of glass there, acts as a kind of visor. And what I've missed, leggings. Like that. Yes. So now we have our awesome nanosuit armor. That's just about, there we go. So we can equip this, and then this stuff will make you pretty much indestructible. So if we go upstairs and outside, I can show you what I mean. Let's just get some height. Right, now, hope this works. It did last time. So we've got fully equipped with fully charged nanosuit body armor. So we jump off. I didn't lose any damage. Alright, and that's from all the way to the top of the world that tank goes, and I didn't lose any damage at all. And my armor pretty much didn't lose any charge, because this one's in charge rather than durability. So it will, this bar will go all the way down, and it will just basically have no protection at all. But you can just stick it back into your MFSU or MFE and recharge up, and it will just be as good as new. So that's another awesome thing this armor does to you. Now, if you remember earlier, I showed you this stuff, which is UU matter. Now, this is very awesome stuff. So with this, you can make pretty much any item in the game. There's some stone, there's a bit of water there. Do that, we've got some lava, like that, nothing. Oh, what's that? Snow. I believe this Here's redstone. What's that? Nothing. And I think a full block is, yeah, what is a diamond. But the main thing that you can only make using this stuff is iridium ore. Now this is what you use to make quantum suit body armor, and you know, just the name of it sounds amazing. So I'm going to make a bunch here. Just one more. I got 5 there. Now if we get some of this advanced alloy, and I think we need a diamond as well, and we put the iridium ore in the corners and the advanced alloy in the center outer pieces and the diamond in the middle, get 1 iridium plate. Now to make quantum suit body armor, you're going to need this iridium plate, and I think it's either 2 of each nano pieces of body armor. So you get the stuff I made earlier. And oh yeah, you also need one of these, a lapotron crystal, which now these can store up to 1 million EU, which is a lot of energy. Now to make the boots, we need a couple of rubber boots as well. Where are they? They're in there. There they are. What? Ah! We've got 3 there, I don't want that. So, if we get back onto there. So, we need 2 iridium plates. One there. Nanosuit. 2 rubber boots. And a lapotron crystal makes quantum suit body armor. Quantum suit boots, rather. And these, with these on, you won't take any fall damage whatsoever. And a plus side of this, if I've got one control set correctly, which I don't think I do, it's boost. Yeah, I think I do. So with these, if you hold your boost key, in my case it's Q, and jump, I can jump really high, which is awesome. I love it. Now with the leggings, it's the same deal. You need 2 iridium plates, 2 machine blocks, 2 glowstone, and a lapotron crystal. So if I get my machine blocks, and a lapotron crystal, and I'll take these boots and take mine off. You also need glowstone, don't you? There you go. And because I can't remember how to make this, nope, not them, these. You need a couple of iridium plates, 1, 2, there, 2 machine blocks, lapotron crystal, your nanosuit, leggings, and 2 pieces of glowstone. These are your quantum suit leggings. Now again, you charge quantum suit armor the exact same way I did with nanosuit armor. So these, now if I hold my Q, which is the boost key, and hit forward, you can see that I can run super fast. Now if I go outside, I can show you the maximum potential of these 2 pieces of the armor. And it's night time, so if I hold Q and jump, look at that. And if I combine this with the leggings, I can get around the place pretty damn quickly. And with style, of course. Always need style. Check that out. Now, the helmet, the chest plate basically absorbs, I think it's 80% of the damage you take. So, without the chest piece, if I take that off, I'll be pretty vulnerable. So if I just spawn a couple of these in, you know roughly how to make them, and stick that on, take that off. You can just empty some of this junk in here. So now my full quantum suit, I can show you what the helmet does. Which basically, what it does, it acts like gills basically. So you can go underwater and you'll never run out of breath. So if I just dive in the water. You can see also that I can, by holding Q, which is my boost key, I can shoot around the bottom of the water, unlike normal speed, which is basically this. So if you watch my bubbles, as you can see there, they just regenerated on their own, which is pretty cool, and that's courtesy of my quantum suit helmet. So again, I can hold Q and space and I'll shoot up out of the water. Boy. So I think that's basically all that I can show you for IndustrialCraft. There is quite a lot more that I can't really show you right now, and I'll leave you to find all that cool stuff out on your own. So that'll be it for IndustrialCraft. Tune in again if you want to see the equivalent exchange, which will be my next video on the Technic pack, and hope you enjoy using it. See ya. If you liked the video, then please by all means go ahead and hit that like button and give the video a favourite. It will help me out a lot and I appreciate it. Also, you can press that subscribe button to see the next episode and make sure you don't miss it.